Okay, we're working on the head, and we were working on the wings before we were cut off there. Alright, so what we have here is we have this going back there, and we're trying to trim up the body a little bit on the other side here. Now you want to be careful not to push your knife too far into the wing. Okay, and you can make this as elaborate as you want or as simple as you want. You can put a face on it. You don't have to. You can leave it plain if you want. I think it looks a little better having a face on it, but that's totally up to you. We're going to round off, just going to round off the tip of the wing. Okay. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm going to kind of reline this a little bit, and we're just going to take it back just a little further. There we go. And just to define that line just a little bit more. And we're just going to trim all this out a little bit. It is really important that you keep your knives nice and sharp. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to match this side the same way. You see here, this has to go in just a little bit deeper at the top. I can see that. It's a good idea when you're carving to, you know, take a second and look at it and see if the sides match or if they don't. You know, to even things up a little bit more. It's really important to do that. We're going to just kind of bring this down a little bit. Alright. Now, the back side here, remember we have it turning, so we're just going to kind of match. We're going to bring this up and around. We're going to take this all the way up to the top there. See how we swung that around? And we're going to do the same thing down here. We're just going to bring this down, kind of match that. Up here we're going to kind of do a deeper cut because we're going to cut that out. So that wing looks like it's going to stick out a little bit from the back side. Just like so. There you go. Alright. And we're going to follow that all the way around, just like so. Okay. It's alright. Now his arms are going to come out around, and his hands are going to be right here. Alright, kind of folded together, and his you don't have to worry about too much else with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of blend the wing in to, we're going to put a little parting of the wings in the back. The one beautiful thing about doing caricatures, and somebody said, you know, on one of my blogs, well, why do they have something like the nose is so big on a carving that's all you focus on these caricatures? Well, that is the whole point of having caricatures. You know, you can over exaggerate either their hands or their feet or their, you know, whatever, and that's what makes it an interesting piece. You know, you can have this, and it just really does make a world of difference when you exaggerate a part on a caricature. There is no right or wrong way. It's not supposed to be realistic, and a lot of times they're comical things, but that's why I enjoy doing the caricatures, or, you know, different ways of doing things. You know, you can do a fat angel, you can do a small angel, you can do thin ones, tall ones, whatever you want. And there's no right or wrong way of doing that. Okay, so that's what we have there. Let's bring this down a little bit. I want that little bit of a curvature there. Let's bring this. Alright. That's how we got her wings, and there are his wings. Alright, and you can do this any way you want. There is no way of really messing it up for the wings, as long as it looks like wings. It's a lot of cutting to do, but I think once you get it down pat what has to be done on these, they're kind of fun to do. Well, they are fun to do. So let's bring this down a little bit. Alright, now we're going to start. We have the wings pretty well finished where I like them, and then we're going to just taper the wing a little bit down, just a tad, just a little bit, not much. Okay, not much. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to taper it backwards. There we go. Get that corner edge again. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, whoops, I'm looking at the small one, reminding myself how I did it. Alright, so the wings are really kind of thick, but that's okay. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing these. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit along the body. I mean along the head here. Alright, now, the nose. The nose I'm going to just put right here. Alright, I'm just going to pick a spot and I'm going to put his nose in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a stop cut. Alright. The other thing I'm going to do is the hairline is going to come really far. I'm going to go down. Let's round this up with just a tad more. Alright. The hairline's gonna kind of... Now, you have a choice. You can either put eyes on him or you don't have to. It is entirely up to you. If you decide to, you're just going to take this hairline a little bit higher than what I'm doing now. Or roughly the same. It wouldn't... Either way, it's fine, actually. So I'm going to put a stop cut. And we're going to just like I said, this is only my design that I came up with, and you know, I didn't watch anybody else doing angels. I kind of just did my own thing. Now, the thing with doing noses and make things look a little bit cuter, I think, is you want to make it a pungy kind of a nose, so, and a round one. So you can make this as round as you want, or, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go put a little stop cut either side of that nose. Let's bring this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. And we're going to go down this way. There we go. And we're just going to cut that out. And again, go back up to the hairline here. You want to kind of make that deep right there. Alright. Now, you can have room to put a little bit of an eye there if you want. That is entirely up to you. You don't have to. If you want to give it a no-seams or a hobo look to it, that's what I call hobo look, is no eyes. That's fine. I'm going to round off that nose. Alright.